After that, chapter 4. There is no truth except the truth that exists within you. Everything else is what someone is telling you. Well, I've certainly heard that one before. Everyone and his brother is trying to tell me that he's leading me to the truth. Yes, but only one person can take you there. And who is that? You? No. Then who? You. Of course, we ourselves. Nobody else. Me? Yes, you. You are the only one who can take you to the truth. Because the truth exists in only one in one place. Don't tell me it's within me. That's correct. There is no truth except the truth that exists within you. Everything else is what someone is telling you, including what you just said right here. Of course, exactly. Then what's the point of this whole conversation for that matter? What's the point of you ever listen to anybody about anything? I did not say that nothing exterior to you can lead you to your truth. I said that you are the only one who can take you there. Yet, if I knew my own way to the truth about life and death, I wouldn't be asking you about it. I wouldn't be having this dialogue now, would I? A lot of people who I know would pray about it. They would pray for an answer, for some guidance in the face of the deepest questions about life and death. And when people pray to God for answers and they get them often very clearly, they say that God has answered the prayers. You might say that this is the experience I'm having here. This feels to me, this whole conversation feels to me like a form of prayer to which I'm receiving an answer. Some people just sit, die to be the only one that can speak to this God. They just, it's all about getting that. It's all about be the only one who have a channel to this God. And the truth is that everybody has a channel to your own higher consciousness. Nowhere anyone else is special. That's a wonderful statement because it happens to be true. That's why I'm keeping a record of this whole conversation, of this whole process. I'm writing everything down. Just be careful that create does not create in others the impression that clarity lies outside of them and that they have to go somewhere else to you, for instance, for answers. Be careful not to create a situation where others invite you for having found a way to wisdom, for they will then want you to show them the way, and that would be counterproductive and could even be dangerous. Dangerous the day that other people start believing that you have access to answers from God to which they do not, you'll become dangerous. So it's your job to do whatever you can to make sure that the world does not think this of you. You would be well advised to not let the world make a special case out of you. Take whatever measures you think may be required to de-specialize yourself. You are special, of course. The idea here is to eliminate the thought in anyone else's mind that you are somehow more special than others. Correct. Correct. Because a lot of the ego. What do you suggest? Do something totally out of character for the kind of a person that people may want to imagine you want being. Something that a saint or a guru would never do. Manager of band, become a stand-up comic, open a bowling alley. There are no saints who own bowling alleys. There are no gurus who are stand-up comics. Are you kidding? They all are. Bada boom. It's just that people don't think they are. That's the point. So do something outrageous, something that will have people scratching their heads, something that will have them deny your specialness, and even accusing you of being very unspecial. Heck, just telling people the story of my life should be enough to get them to do that. I've made enough mistakes, done enough things that no one would approve of to make it impossible for anyone to hold me in a very special place. It's true that you are an imperfect messenger, which makes you perfect, because no one can confuse the message with the messenger. Not likely, unless you allow them to. So just keep being human. Forgive yourself and ask the forgiveness of others for all your mistakes, old and new. Then go out and tell everybody that the answers they seek lie within them. Chapter 5. No matter which way you go, you cannot fail to get home. It's all very well and good to tell people that, but it's been said so often that now it seems like nothing more than a worn out aphorism. I mean, the answers lie within you. You just one step removed from the force is within you. Yet I'm here to tell you that everything you will ever need to know you knew at your birth. Indeed, you came here to demonstrate that. These statements you are making are just so, I don't know, disconnect from our actual experience. How can I believe that every answer is within me and has been since birth when I experience that I have so much to learn? You have nothing to learn. You have only to remember. Life is a process of growth. Growth is the evidence of divinity, presence, and expression. All of life works this way. Consider the trees outside your window. It knows nothing more now when it is 15 feet tall and covers you with the shade of its gigantic umbrella. Then it did when it was a tiny seedling. All the information that it needed in order to become what it is today once contained in its seed. It had to learn nothing, it merely had to grow. In order to grow, it used the information locked inside its cellular memory. You are not unlike the tree. Haven't I said, even before you ask, I will have answered? Yes, yes, but well, I have to ask again. What then is the point of this conversation? Why talk to anyone about anything, much less pray or talk to God? Even the trees need the sun to spur its growth. All of life is interconnected. No aspect of individuation of the whole acts independently of any other aspect of individuation. Life continuously creates interactively. We are producing outcomes mutually. There is no other way we can produce them. Your conversation with others and all the information that comes to you from your outer world is like rays from the sun. They cause the seeds within you to grow. There are many things that exist in your outer world that can lead you in the direction of your inner truth. Yet, even those people, places, objects, and events are only reminders. They are like signposts. That is, in fact, what the outside world is all about. The physical world is designed to provide you with a context within which you might experience outwardly what you know inwardly. And so I actually benefit from the world around me showing up exactly as it does. All humans do. That's why I have said when you look at that word and all that has happened to you, judge not and neither condemn. Let us use the trees as our continuing friend in this portion of our discussion, helping us to find a deeper understanding. Let us imagine that you have walked out of the clearing and deep into forest. You have never walked so deeply into the woods before, and you know that you are likely to have a little difficulty locating the clearing again. So you place marks on the trees as you go. Now, as you leave the forest, you see these markings and you remember that you put them there so that you could find your way out. These markings are exterior to yourself. Ultimately, they will lead you back home, but they are not home itself. The markings show you the trail, the path, the way, and the way looks familiar to you. You recognize it. That is, you recognize it or know it again. Yet the way is not the destination. Only you can take yourself to the destination. Others can lead you to a path, others can show you their way, but only you can take yourself to the destination. Only you can decide to be home with God. Your outer world is the path. It's meant to lead you back home. Indeed, all the events in your outer world are meant to do exactly that. That's why you put them there. They are marks on the trees. They are. But if I put everything in my outer world into place so that I could lead myself back to my inner truth, that's what you are saying here. Yes, that's what I'm saying here. You have it exactly right. That's what I'm saying here. You have exactly right. If I did that, then in a sense, I put this book into my own hands. That's correct. I caused this material to come to me exactly as it is coming to me right now. It's a signpost, it's a mark on the tree. Now you are seeing things clearly. That's precisely what is so. But then, if everything in my outer world is a signpost, how does any single part of it have any significance? Any significance? That would be like walking down the street and arriving at an intersection, only to see all the signs pointing in different directions, yet all of them saying this way home. Correct, very clever. Now you are really see things clearly. Very well put. What in heaven's name are you saying? I'm saying that no matter which way you go, you cannot fail to get home. This means that no matter what we do here, it's all based on experiences, and that it doesn't stop you from finding your way home. You see? So it's just like all the way goes, it will lead to the bay, as they say. So no matter what you do, where you are going, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. All the way leads to the bay. Then doesn't matter which path I take. No, it does not. It doesn't matter which path I take. It totally, absolutely, and positively does not. Then why would I bother taking one path over the other if all paths lead home? What's the difference which path I take? Anyway, dude, just go with the flow. Go with the flow. Even if you look like a dead fish, go with the flow. But what to do? That's life. Some paths are less arduous. So now, chapter 6. Whatever you do, do not believe what is said here. So some paths are better than others, less arduous. is a factual description. Better is a judgment. Which observation brings us to the fourth remembrance. No part back home is better than any other part. Are you sure? Please, dear God, please, I need you to be certain about this. Nearly every religion on the face of the earth says exactly the opposite. I say to you again, so that there can be no lack of clarity. No path back home is better than any other path. All paths take you there because all it takes to get there is a true desire, a pure and open heart, and faith, pure and open heart and faith that God has no reason to say, no, you may not be with me to any person for any reason, at least of all because they simply believe it in God in a different way. All true religions are wonderful, and all true spiritual teachings are paths to God, and no one religion and no one teaching is more right than another. There is more than one way to the mountain top. Religion was created by human cultures to assist those who are born into those cultures, here the tail culture, and knowing and understanding that there is an ever-present source of help in times of need is alien, strength in times of challenge, clarity in times of confusion, and compassion in times of pain. Religion is also a manifestation of humankind's instinctive awareness that rituals, traditions, ceremonies, and customs have enormous values as markers that assert a people's presence in the world, and as the adhesive that secures their presence by holding a people's culture together. It's a tail culture. Each culture has its beautiful and singular tradition, honoring a beautiful and central truth that there is something larger and more important in life than one's own desires or even one's own needs. The life itself is a much more profound and far more meaningful experience than many people are forced imagining, and that it is in love and mutual concern and forgiveness and creativity and playfulness and the join of hands and a united effort to achieve a common goal in which will be found the deepest satisfaction and the most wondrous joy of the human encounter. Take then each of you your own path to me. Undertake your own journey home. Do not worry or render judgments about how others are taking theirs. You cannot fail to reach me, and neither can they. Indeed, you will all meet again when you are together at home, and you will wonder why you quivered so. Oh, and we have argued, haven't we? We have argued endlessly. We have quarreled, and we have fought, and we have killed, and we have died because we have insisted that ours is the right way. In fact, that ours is the only way to heaven, and they are still doing it for power. Doesn't mean it's not just about religions for power, as we are seeing today. They are still doing it, killing each other savagely, mercilessly, throwing bombs, throwing missiles, shooting people, doing senseless acts that doesn't have any sense at all for intelligent people, is the wise people. Yes, you have. Yet now here you come to tell us that no path is better than any other path, and I must gently ask, how can I believe this? Oh, you wish that we had one special one. Oh, you are the chosen one. Oh, you are the special one. Your religion is better, your culture is better, your race is better, your country is better. That's how human wants to always be, you know. The ego, is the ego of this man. They always want to be the best, the most superior, the best in anything, in everything. And that's why we have a lot of, these are the genesis of all the evil that we see here in this earth is inconsideration, intolerance, and greedy, hatred, greedy, apathy towards other sufferings. This is what we have here in this earth. Instead of we help one another, we go around being ungrateful or killing one another. Instead of we helping one another, we are doing that, killing one another. Yet, so whatever you do, do not believe what is said here. I'm sorry? Do not believe a single thing I say. Listen to what I say. Then believe what your heart tells you is true. For it is in your heart where your wisdom lies, and in your heart where your truth dwells, and in your own heart where God resides in most intimate communion with you. I ask only one thing. What's that? Please do not confuse what is in your heart with what is in your mind. What is in your mind has been put there by others. What's in your heart is what you carry with you of me. Yet you can close your heart to me, and many have, and many also have closed their minds. And please do not tell others that unless they believe what's in your mind, I'm going to condemn them. And finally, whatever you do, do not condemn them yourself on my behalf. And they all do, don't they? We keep doing that. We don't seem to know how to stop. And we are putting ourselves through sheer hell. Yet, now here is the good news. Humanity need not go through hell in order to get to heaven. It's the good. Humanity does to go. Humanity doesn't need go to hell in order to get to heaven. That's so true. We do not have to even walk into those confusing woods where we have to mark the trees to find our way out. We can walk around them. That's correct. No matter how beautiful and tempting those woods may look from the roadside, I don't have to step into the thicket. I don't have to get lost in them and then try to find my way back out. That's right, you do not. Every day I promise myself that I'm going to stay on the path. Yes, every day I'm tempted by life to get caught up in all manner of dramas, having nothing to do with who I am or where I am going. Before I know it, I'm in the woods again. Don't we all? Just don't we all? Because of all our obstacles, our sufferings, we go back into the mud again. I wouldn't even say would, I would say back to the mud again, to hell mud. And you are not out of the woods yet. I know. I keep hearing the words of Robert Frost in my head. I've heard them before, but now I hear them in a new way. The woods are lovely, dark and deep. I love you, woods. But I have promises to keep and miles to go before I sleep. And miles to go before I sleep. So come with me now. Let us join together into the clearing so that at last you can tell the trees from the forest. Okay, on the journey to clarity we go. I have found myself in the woods. I have stumbled into the dark forest of my own conflicts and confusions. And I truly want to get back home, but isn't the shortest path the better path? I mean, isn't shorter better? And what is the shortest path? In order to answer this question, we have to define what we mean by home. Exactly. Where is home? Is everywhere home? If it's not Now here, if it's nowhere, so it's now here. What exactly is this home to which people seek to return? Most people think that going home means returning to God. But you cannot return to God because you never left God. And your souls know this. You may not know this at a conscious level, but your souls know this. Mhm. But if my soul knows that I have no need to return to God because I never left God, then what is my soul trying to do? What's the purpose of life on earth from the soul's point of view? I can tell you in 4 words. Your soul is seeking to experience what it knows. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Your soul knows that you never left God and is seeking to experience that. Life is in a process by which the soul turns knowing into the experience. And when what you have known and experienced becomes a felt reality, that process is complete. Home, it turns out, is a place called completion. It is the complete awareness of who you really are through the complete knowing and the complete experience and the complete feeling of that. It is the end of the separation between you and divinity. The separation is an illusion. Your soul knows this. Completion can therefore be defined as the moment when separation ends, the moment of your reunification with divinity. But as we are quite after that, I mean, don't this do this say that when you we die, you never feel to be complete. So we might as well be reunited once we died, don't we? We might as well be reunited again. So the separation is an illusion. Your soul knows this. Completion can therefore be defined as the moment when separation ends, the moment of your reunification with the divinity. This is not really a reunification because I have never not been unified, but it can seem like a reunification if I have forgotten this. That's right. In the moment of your reunification, what occurs is that you simply remember who you really are and experience that. And what you really are doesn't mean that you're gonna be sanctified, good, blah blah blah. It can be anything. It doesn't matter. Because for discipline doesn't matter good or evil is the two sides of a single bad swing. So in a sense it is a returning to God, but in figurative terms only. In strictly literal terms is a returning to your awareness of the fact that you never left, that you and God are one, God between parentheses. Yes, and a return to awareness is a twofold process. Awareness is achieved by knowing and experiencing, which produces feeling. Awareness is the feel of what you have known and experienced. It's one thing to know something, it's quite another thing to experience it, and still another to feel it. Only feeling produces full awareness. Knowing alone can produce only partial awareness. Experience alone can produce only partial awareness. You can know that you are divine, but when you experience yourself being divine, then your awareness is made complete through the living of the feeling, through practice. You can know that you are an aspect of divinity, for instance, see that you are compassionate, but when you experience yourself being compassionate, when you practice that, then your awareness is made complete through the living of that feeling. You can know that you are generous, but when you experience yourself being generous, then your awareness is made complete through the living of the feeling. You can know that you are loving, But when you experience yourself being loving, then your awareness is made complete through the living of the feeling. Many times I've said I just don't feel like myself today, and now I understand exactly what that's about. When you do not feel like yourself, it is not because you do not know who you are. It's because you are not experiencing it. You must add experiencing practices to knowing to produce feeling. Feeling is the language of the soul. Awareness of self is achieved through the complete feeling of yourself being who you really are. As awareness is a twofold process, there are two paths by which it is reached. A soul arrives at complete knowing along the path of the spiritual world and at a complete experiencing at complete experiencing along the path of the physical world. Both paths are needed, and that's why there are two words. Put them together, and you have the perfect environment within which to create complete feeling, which produces complete awareness. Home, it turns out, is a place called completion. See, it's not a heaven, it's not a physical, geographical place where you're gonna be reunited with God, blah blah blah. It's completion when you are done with what you come here to do. Okay, so you're going to go through a lot of process on the other side before you are reintegrated again in another body and a throwback again to experience the same crap, I would say, at least for me, in other words. And that's all for now.